Hey Cancer, welcome in to your September 2025 reading. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing, and thanks for being here. So we are in Virgo season, which is sixth house energy focused around health, healing, service to others, skill development, and alternative medicine. Virgo rules the digestive system, spleen, pancreas, and liver. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of logic, communication, learning, teaching, and perception. So all of these things could come into play this month. So thanks so much for being here. So we're going to ask the questions, calling in the guides and guardians for Cancer. And this is going to be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. We're asking the question, what is the energy of the month for Cancer? What is it looking like for Cancer? Focus on what, take action on what, stop doing, and advice. All right, Cancer. So when I was shuffling the cards, I was hearing permission to slow down. It wasn't slow down and relax. I think it was slow down and stop doing. It was something along those lines. All right, energy this month for Cancer. Focus on this. Take action. We'll take those two cards. Stop doing. And advice and guidance. All right, Cancer, let's see what we have here. Ooh, Temperance. Who else got this card? Pisces. I think Pisces had this card. Temperance. This does kind of fit with the slowdown energy. Temperance, moderation, balance, being very methodical, thinking things through. You're not rushing into anything. Avoid acting on impulsive behaviors. And it's also the energy of evaluation that I kept hearing that word. And I feel like that goes along with the being methodical. You know, you're being very intentional. You're being asked to be very intentional this month. And also, you know, not necessarily overthinking things, but examining, you know, why are you doing this? You know, why do I do it this way? Why am I doing this? Why do I do it this way? Why do I do it in this order? You know, just a lot of self-examination for the purpose of being more self-aware. It's a really nice energy though. And I love the Temperance card. I always just feel like permission to exhale when I see that card. It's just a really lovely energy. Temperance, I don't know why I associate Aquarius with Temperance. Maybe it's because of the cups and Aquarius is the water bearer. Maybe that's why I associate Aquarius, but I do feel the Aquarius energy here with you guys, which is focused on doing things differently, doing things I don't quite know the word, unconventional, doing things unconventionally. But Sagittarius is associated with this, with Temperance in tarot. So beautiful card. I really like that. Focus on this. What do we have? Eight of Pentacles. Nice. So there's just a focus here on daily routines, living everyday life. I will say I love they're making little wreaths here. And the Temperance card is also associated with alchemy and art. So I'm really feeling the art vibe. Maybe connect with an old hobby or something that brings you joy, that is a healthy distraction would be nice this month for you guys. And just kind of, I don't know, to give yourself a little break. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. But the Eight of Pentacles, it's just focused on everyday life, daily routines, the things we do every day, focused on work. focus on organization, cleaning your home, that sort of thing. The day-to-day stuff. Take action here. What do we got going on? We've got the Queen of Swords and we have the Six of Pentacles, both really beautiful energies. Take action. So with the Queen of Swords, and this is under the Temperance card. So the Queen of Swords, this is all about communication. I feel like this is taking your, I want to say taking your voice back, but that's not necessarily accurate. This is standing up for what you need, standing up for well, I want to say for what you, standing up for what you want, what you know is true. And I kind of feel like that's why you guys are being asked to reevaluate things, reevaluate and ask yourself, why do I do this? Why am I feel like the key for Cancer is looking for areas that are out of alignment or out of balance. Where is it that you're constantly doing, but it has nothing necessarily to do with you. It's just what is expected from you. Because I feel like there needs to be a shift here. So the Queen of Swords, she is a truth teller. She's very decisive. She's brutally honest. I feel like Cancer, you guys are being asked to be brutally honest. It's probably going to hurt some feelings, but you're not doing it from a place of malice or a place of hate. You're doing it from a place of, you know, I need to stand up for myself. My voice needs to be heard. And I can't stand back and be railroad over anymore. I have an opinion. I have thoughts. I need to express myself. So I feel like that's going to be I feel like that's a challenge. So you're being asked to take action on that this month. So brutally honest, being very decisive. The Queen of Swords is also very self-sufficient, but we have her with the card of the Six of Pentacles. And I love the energy of the Six of Pentacles. This is it's more than just a transaction. I mean, this is transactional energy. You're giving something to get something and vice versa. But there's also an energy here of, I mean, you can see this guy is almost kind of kneeling before this lady. With his hand out asking for something. So there's a real generosity with this Six of Pentacles. And I know that Cancer, you guys can be very generous with your time, you know, your talents, your skills, your, you know, your friendliness. You're very generous. But there needs to be, that needs to be evened out. It needs to be a fair transaction, and it doesn't feel like that has been happening. So while it's really great to be so generous, kind, and loving, people need to reciprocate that back to you as well. And I feel like, again, that's why you're being asked to look at how you're showing up for others and how are others showing up for you this month, and being very honest. If that doesn't feel good to you, if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, you really need to speak up about that. Stop doing. Three of Pentacles. This is an or Three of Cups. This is an interesting card. I love this card in this deck. So you can see three maidens having a lot of fun, fall energy, bobbing for apples. There's pumpkins. I love this card. So what I'm feeling with this card for you, Cancer, is permission to say no. This is also the energy of celebration, having fun, you know, connecting with like-minded people. but there's also an energy here of needing to slow down, relax, and focus more on you. So it's less about going out and being around people and celebrating and being in groups, and more about downtime, alone time, spending time with just yourself. Um, and I feel like that's what you're being asked to focus on. So, permission to say no. If you're being invited out for something and you don't really want to do it, just say no. It's okay. It's okay to say no. Um, you're not going to let anybody down. Permission to say no. The other thing that really stands out to me with this Temperance card is she is alone. She's going her own way for a moment. It feels like taking a pause. I don't know how well this is showing up, but there's a house back here in the background. It's almost like she's fleeing her home. She's like, I just got to get away and have a moment to myself. I feel like that's the invitation here for Cancer. Final card. Ooh, we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups. This is a card about partnership, commitment. I just keep hearing reevaluate priorities, reevaluate how others are showing up for you. And this Two of Cups in reverse, this could be regarding a spouse, someone close to you, but it's definitely an imbalance. You know, this could also be someone not keeping their end of the deal or breaking a promise, breaking a commitment. Um, I just keep, I do feel like this is more geared towards a romantic relationship. And also, if you're not in a romantic relationship, and if you are, this message would still apply. Your commitment to yourself and your commitment to your relationship with Source, Great Spirit, however you want to refer to that being. There's an imbalance here. So regarding a spouse, this is feeling like they're not holding up their end of the deal, whatever that deal was, whatever vows you spoke when you were married, whatever you originally committed to, that commitment isn't being kept. And again, this is where the Queen of Swords would come in, being brutally honest and having that conversation regarding that. The other part that I'm feeling from this is the connection, the commitment that you made to yourself, to your higher self, to God, to Source. That feels a little out of balance, possibly because you've been so busy doing for everyone else. You've forgotten yourself along the way. So this is recommitting to yourself, recommitting to your spiritual practice, and going within. All right, Cancer, that's what I have. If you'd like to book a one-on-one, we can dive into any areas. A link to book a session is down below. And if you are in the northern Utah area, on September 13th, I'm having an in-person spirit session, which is a lot of fun. We're going to do, it's done in a group. We'll have a meditation, and then each person gets a reading. And I'll also have some crystals available for sale as well. All right, take great care of yourself. Have a wonderful September, and I'll talk to you soon.